Shalom. First and foremost, gonna give all glory and praises to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostle and elders, great millstone. Peace, salutations to the minister pushing this truth. Shalom to the elect. Just finna get into this quick video. Alright, on basically self-examination. I got a couple precepts, lined up, so Lord willing, this is edifying. Alright, so I'm gonna start in 1 Corinthians 11 and verse let's see. I'll start at 25. It says, after the same manner also he took the cup when he had supped, saying, this cup is a New Testament in my blood. This do ye as often as ye drink it in remembrance of me. For as often as ye eat this bread and drink this cup, ye do show the Lord's death till he come. Wherefore, whosoever shall eat this bread and drink this cup of the Lord unworthily shall be guilty of the body and the blood of the Lord. All right, so see, partaking in this ministry, being in this truth. All right, hey, we can't, first off, the Passover is coming. All right, and when we're in the Passover, when we're at the Passover and we take a sip of the wine, all right, eating off that, eating on the unleavened bread, all right, that's you saying that, hey, you're down with Yahawashi, all right, and you're basically walking worthy, all right, of this truth, all right. It says, so yeah, and what, so yeah, being partaking in this truth, hey, we gotta walk worthingly, we can't be, one foot in this truth and one foot out of this truth, because that's offenses to Yahawashi, all right. Lord, Yahawashi says, he'll rather meant to be, let me get that, what's that? No, not that one. Oh, it is this one, I'm tripping. Let me get that real quick. Revelations 3 and verse 15. I know thy works that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou were cold or hot. So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. So see, lukewarm is you're in between. So you're between this truth and between this world. All right, and guess what? Yahawashi right here is saying that, hey, he's going to spew you out of his mouth. So basically, he's going to cast you out this truth. All right, and look, this is a message for myself too. Because hey, we all got things to work on. All right, and this, hey, we're coming to the times of, where this, the works that we done is gonna be made known in these times. All right, whether it's been good or bad, or evil or wicked, we're coming to the times where what, hey, we're gonna have to prove, or our works is gonna prove, what we've been, have we really been serving the Lord, or we've been, bullshitting, and hey, that's a scary, this is just, a serious thing. This truth is serious, You know, that's why every day, you know, to the best of our abilities, hey, we serve Yahawashi. All right, you know, make certain, you know, adjustments in your life. All right, because you don't want to be spewed out of Yahawashi mouth. All right, spewed out the truth. Next thing you know, hey, judgment is, you know, the Lord is, you know, unleashing judgment upon Babylon the Great, aka America. You know, and you're not under His protection. Excuse me. 1 Corinthians 11 and verse 28. But let a man examine himself, and so let him eat of that bread and drink of that cup. So yeah, we gotta examine ourselves, see if we're really, you know, walking in the faith, truly, you know, being servants of Yahawashi. All right. And hey, you gotta be real with yourself. All right. You just gotta be real with yourself, and you know, like, okay, yeah, I could be doing better in this area right here. So let me, you know, let me change. Let me do this. You know. Verse 28. For he that eateth and drinketh unworthily eateth and drinketh damnation to himself, not discerning the Lord's body. So see, hey, we're coming to the Passover. You know, you eating that bread or drinking that unleavened bread and drinking of that wine, and you know, behind closed doors, you just doing whatever. All right, you're not really, you know, sincere about the truth. Hey, that's a terrible position to be in. You know, very terrible position to be in. All right, you don't even know. Hey, the Lord's, you know, setting up them stripes for your ass. You know. Verse 30, for this cause many are weak and sickly among you, and many sleep. For if we judge ourselves, we should not be judged. Yep, so see. So if we examine ourselves, all right, guess what? We don't have to be, we examine ourselves and, you know, make certain adjustments, you know, when we're slipping, all right. Guess what? The Lord has no reason to, you know, destroy us, all right. We're not going to be, you know, set up for destruction, you know. Yeah, let's get this now. Romans 14 and verse 23. And he that doubteth is damned, and if he eat, because he eateth not of faith, for whatsoever is not of faith is sin. Yep. And you gotta believe, and you know, you gotta believe, because that's the thing, you know, niggas don't believe, all right. You know, because hey, if you really believed in the promises, all right, of what's to come, all right, immortality, you know, everything that Yahawashi, you know, mentioned in the scriptures, hey, you wouldn't be, you know, falling back into the world, all right. This, you know, that it'll make you go harder, all right. It'll make you go hard for Yahawashi, you know. So again, he that doubteth is damned if he eat, because he eateth not of faith. For whatsoever is not of faith is sin. And yeah, you know, when we shoot up them prayers, that you gotta have that faith. You gotta have, you know, 100% faith that Yahawashi is gonna answer you. All right. You know, so hey, check that. You know, hey, we all gotta check that. You know, check that unbelieving demon. You know, that tries to creep in. All right. You know, hey, whenever I put up a prayer and then that demon try to slip in, just, you know, in the Hebrew, just say, I got yar. So I, which is I, Gayar, Ka, which is rebuke thee, Shatan, Satan. I rebuke thee, Satan, bahasham, in the name, Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham Rakakadash. So I got Yorka, Shatan, bahasham, Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham Rakakadash. All right. And that's you rebuking, you know, Satan. All right. That's you rebuking them demons. All right. Cause hey, we don't want to be, found, we don't want to be, in the midst of Yahawashi shot just doubting. All right, that's sin, and that's worthy of, punishment. So let's get 1 Corinthians 10 and verse 21. Ye cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils. Ye cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and of the table of devils. All right, so see, we can't be 1 foot in this truth and 1 foot, in the world. Real quick. Let me get something. Matthew 20. Matthew 20 and verse 23. I'll start at 21. It's 20 actually. Then came to him the mother of Zebedee's children with her sons, worshiping him and desiring a certain thing of him. And he said unto her, What wilt thou? And she said unto him, Grant that these my 2 sons may sit, the one on thy right hand and the other on the left in thy kingdom. But Yahawashi answered and said, Ye know not what ye ask. Are ye able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of, and to be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with? They say unto him, We are able. So see, drinking of that cup. All right. Yes, we're gonna get the promises, but within the, before the promises, all right, guess what? It's gonna come, pain. It's gonna come suffering. All right. And that's all us being in the truth, we always gotta know that. All right. We always gotta, understand that whenever you go through something, hey, don't let that, discourage you from this truth or to just start getting weak. Nah, just, hey, you gotta keep on going. All right. As the scripture say what? But let patience have her perfect work. Here, verse 23, and he said unto them, Ye shall drink indeed of my cup, and be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with. But to sit on my right hand and on my left is not mine to give, but it shall be given to them from whom it is prepared of my Father. So see, they were just like us. We're in this truth. Now we're drinking of this. We're drinking of that cup. All right, of suffering. All right, of pain, afflictions. And guess what? Hey, we endure to the end. The scripture say what? Yahawashi said what? He that endured to the end, the same shall be saved. That was it on that. So yeah, 1 Corinthians 10 and 21 again. You cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils. Ye cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and of the table of devils. So see, hey, we gotta be all about Yahawashi. All right. The scripture say what? Use the word, but don't abuse it. All right. So it's a constant, reflection, constant self-reflection, in this truth. All right. Especially in these times that we're coming into. All right. It's just about to, hey, the prophecies is popping off. All right. And if we're not right with Yahawashi, the Lord will not, he won't deliver us, So that was pretty much it. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Going to give all glory and praises to Yahawashi, bahasham Kakadash, the honors to the apostle and elders, great millstone. Peace, salutations to the men as our brushing is true. Shalom to the elect, shalom.